Is there something else we should be doing with Holocaust education?
When I was a professor in learning how to take over a class, to teach a class, we were told to always make sure we didn't create a polarity in class where the students are against the teachers. Because as soon as you have a polarity, it's like two magnets and they can't meet, right? And the only way you can shift a polarity is you can't push against it. Doesn't work. Just right? You have to flip it. And the only way you can flip it is to give it space. You have to back up so that it can flip and connect. My feeling, personally, is the way we flip polarities, and I mean that in terms of also anti-Semitism, the way we flip that sense of hatred is by creating empathy and by creating conversation and connecting to individuals. If we're dehumanizing or dewomanizing, then we can stereotype and reject. But if you meet a survivor, right? If you hold her hand, like I want you to feel in this film like you were me. You were sitting there listening right in front of them, right? It gets through. It breaks that icy barrier, and it opens one's heart and mind, I hope. So that is my feeling. I will tell you what I did in a class. I had a student come up to me hoping to really rile me up for his research papers, his freshman composition in college, and he said he had to present, what are you going to do research on? And he said, I'm going to write a research paper on why the Holocaust never happened. And I looked at him and I went, oh, good idea. That's great. Okay. And he was like, did not expect me to do that. And I said, you have to only use primary sources. And I gave him a couple of other parameters. And he was like, well, what's a primary source? And I said, well, we're going to have a class on primary sources. And he came through it, and he wrote his paper. And guess what the end of the conclusion was? Why the Holocaust happened. If I had said, you can't do that, right? He would never have had that educational opportunity to discover for himself that what his father taught him and told him was wrong. I had to give him the space to have his own educational experience. And that is absolutely key. When I am in my core and centered and able to flip the magnet, back it up, and get them to see from a different perspective. For me, that's what works.
Thank you so much.